Okay. Welcome to the Black Belt Youngevity meeting. Thursday we were talking about, I think the most important piece of this thing is, close that door. Is your mom coming or no?
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. One of the things that I think is the key piece of this whole any business. Randy downstairs was talking about today. He says you focus on the result, not you want to have the intention. We talked about it Thursday. It's what is my intention? What do I want? What do I want to have, be, or do? And I really think it's all about intention. What is my intention? I want to be a senior vice chairman. That's my intention. I see myself on stage. I see myself getting the applause. I see my students and everybody behind me. And our goal should all be to be successful business people. Would you agree? This is a business. This is a business where you have to think about intention, right? And the intention is what we want. We want to say, this is my intention, and don't worry about the rest of the stuff. This is my intention. You'll get there with the right intention, because we're doing all the things sales-wise, invite-wise, but we need the intention. So if my intention is to be a senior executive marketing director, all you have to do, I was listening to this yesterday, is you sponsor 3 or 4, they sponsor 3 or 4, next thing you know, you're a senior vice chairman. You're a senior executive marketing director. I am 2 away from vice presidential. So what we want to do as a team is we want to help each other. Does that make sense? And the intention is I want to help Travis get the senior executive marketing director so he has more money to buy a house. I want Rob to do it. He's on the money. Randy, same thing with you. I want you to get there. And you know what? I can tell you this, any business, any launch of a venture, you're going to have all kinds of adversity is going to be in your face. Like, the last tape we went, the wind is in your face when you're riding the bikes. Yes. It's in your face. And you know what? That's what makes you who you are. If you didn't have all this adversity every day, you wouldn't be the person you are today. No one would. And that's the beauty of this business, because it makes you have a superior attitude. I still remember the movie Steven Seagal. He says, how are we going to beat these guys? He goes, we've got to have a superior attitude and a superior state of mind. We have to have a superior attitude and a superior state of mind even to make it happen. Don't you agree? So it's something, the intention is something we have to work on nonstop. It's like me going into Taekwondo every day, and I want the intention of kicking that bag as hard as I can and hitting that punch as hard as I can, and expending all the energy on everything. That's your intention. So if your intention one day, and I think Scott said it best, the 10 years early, explain that one again, Ken. This is Ken Up, by the way.
He said, if you take your life today, look back 10 years and see where you are, you will be at the exact same place 10 years from now if you don't change something. So the obvious point is we've got to take action to have different results.
Right.
And we'll be exactly where we're at 10 years from now if we don't take some extraordinary steps to change.
And so what we do in life is we get into a mediocrity comfort zone. We get into our job, we're doing the same thing over and over again. We're not stretching. What is stretching in Taekwondo? You're stretching to perform better. You're stretching to get more flexible, right? And part of being in this business is you have to be flexible. You have to push your stretching. You have to push your stretch in order to get to a side split, correct? So it's the same thing in this business. You got to push yourself to talk to people. And really all it is, in my opinion, is setting that mindset saying, I am going to be this. And then work backward from that. And then the next thing you do is say, I'm going to invite so many people, and you invite them. And you invite them. And not being afraid. The beautiful thing about life is this. You're afraid. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing to be nervous. But what happens is people, what we do is we hide back in our shell. We take the chicken exit. We take the chicken out. We chicken out. We go, oh, I want to ask him. I asked 4 people to come to the meeting on Wednesday. How many people showed up for me? Did I get upset? I'm working the law of averages. Now, 2 of them, one guy spaced out, not sure whether the other person had to work late, but I'll ask him again. So if I ask enough people, I will get to where I want to go. It's nothing but asking people. And all of a sudden, you find the right person that has the right mindset, that wants to grow their business like you, and the next thing you know, your business is big. It takes time. But it also takes you wanting that. Because what can discourage us from getting what we want? Rejection. Fear of failure. Fear of failure. There's a chair right there. It's fear of failure and rejection. That's all it is. So how do you overcome a fear of rejection? You just talk to enough people, and you won't even feel bad about it anymore, do you?
No.
It's just a behavioral change. So you had that guy over at that fitness center, and I met him. He's an idiot. Sorry to say this. I mean, he is. And so you can't take it personally. Rejection is not personal. And once you get over the rejection is not personal, you'll go to the stars. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure that you don't let that obstacle get in the way of your intention of your goal, whatever your goal is. So if your goal is to be a senior vice chairman, which should all be our goal, we could have 25 in here. Why couldn't we have 20 senior vice? There's no limit, right? There's no ceiling and there's no floor on your income. So your ceiling is your thought process. It's your mindset. It's your attitude. It's your disposition. But see, what we do is we get involved in our little daily activities, and we're in a little comfort zone, and we never say, you know what, today I'm going to invite 4 people to come to a meeting on Wednesday. How can you ever build your business if you don't invite anybody to a meeting? Tell me, how's it going to work? How's it going to work? Never. You have to say, one of the things Scott said to us when we left on that night, he says, I want to help you build your business. So who we invite? Didn't he say that?
Yes.
He says, who are you going to invite? When I first started Taekwondo, I didn't like sparring. But you got to spar.
Yeah.
It's part of the courage process. And sometimes you get a free spar with people out there in the world, and next thing you know, you got a business. But just like carpet cleaning, just like anything else, just like anything we do, any endeavor, it's like Brian Tracy said it last week. He says, launch, take action, move quickly, do something. Don't sit there and wait for the business to happen to you. You take action on the business. You have your intention. It's your inside you. How can you? I can't even live with myself if I don't try. How about you? I can't even look at myself in the face and go, I didn't try today. And there's some days I don't try enough. And I watch my wife work her tail off, and she tries. But if you have a goal, all you have to do is work back that goal. And the next thing you know, you're at where you're at because you had that intention. I want that. I want that black belt. I want that business to be successful. I want to be successful. So what's that going to take? It's going to take an intention. And you have to back it up by reading the books and listening to CDs and doing all the things that are necessary to become successful. But just like everybody I've read in this business, they're freaks on personal growth. Just like Randy said, we're growth. We're in a growth mode. And it's the words you use. So I like the words sponsor people. We don't sign up people. We sponsor people. We share this. We share. Hey, I want to share some stuff with you. I need an hour in an open mic. I want to share this opportunity. I want to share this thing. I want you to meet Scott and Nick and Kent and Andrew. And I need an hour in an open mic. You've got to see what we're doing. And your intention of how bad you want to be successful, it just comes out of you. You don't have to say a thing. Jessica came up to me, and one of my former students, she said, man, you did an amazing job on the goal setting. I said, thank you. I said, I'm just being who I am. Just be who you are. Be sincere. Be obsessed. And people will join your business. Does that make sense? When you're trying to be somebody you're not, they're not going to. Just be yourself. Hey, look, I got an opportunity to change your life. And we really do have an opportunity that can change our lives, all of our lives. I mean, they've proven it. You saw the checks.
Yep.
You saw the people with the $1 million checks that week. I don't know if you were Wednesday. There was 20 or 30 or 40 people making over $1 million a year. If they can do it, why can't you? Are they better than you? Are they smarter than you? No, you're smarter than everybody. You're smart. I mean, you're a pilot. I keep thinking, Randy, you have so much credibility. You have way more credibility than any one of us except Andrew. Serious to say, I hate to say it because I don't. I just have the guts to say, hey, and I have the skills to say, hey, I have worked on my skills. So we have deficiency needs. What's the deficiency needs? Most of our deficiency needs, we're afraid to ask somebody to come to a meeting. What's the fear? They're going to say, no, big deal. How many no's does it take to get to a yes? Who knows?
100.
So the law of averages says the better you get at asking people to go to a meeting,
Correct.
the more people go to a meeting. I'm about 95%. Only because I am very good at, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I'm just passionate about when I ask somebody, I said, look, you got to see this. This guy Kelly down here, he's at the pitching team. He goes, oh my God, that Youngevity is amazing. Can I start coming to the meetings? I said, absolutely. He's going to sign up. He's going to sign up. Now, if you get 1 out of 4 to sign up, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about today is activity. You ask enough people, you'll have a business. You don't ask anybody, you have no business. So whatever way or method you're using, I don't care. Bottom line is, what's the bottom line? Get into the meeting. So if you have to get them a CV or a pollen burst or a rebound or something like that, say you like that, you're going to love what we're going to show you there. The next thing I got to show you this. You got to see this. Give me an hour and open mind. You got to meet my partner Scott that makes $100,000 a month or $80,000 a month. People will pique their interest when somebody's making that kind of money. This business could change it. What is it? Trust me, you'll love it. Just come with me. Right? Somebody, I can't tell you. I said, I want to tell you because I don't want to screw it up. Just let me show you. Let me meet Scott. Fair enough? Remember, reason sell your product or service, not the money. But what we do is we get in this business, and all of a sudden you go, you stop. Because you get a couple roadblocks. Well, guess what? It's an obstacle. It's the way it is. You just got to plod along. You just got to do the push-ups, the mountain climbers. All of a sudden, you can do 50 push-ups, 60 push-ups, 100 push-ups. 100 mountain climbers. You don't probably know what that is. But that's the point I'm trying to make is, guys, it is a business. You build a business like you build a business. It's a business. It's a great business. It's an unbelievable business if you believe it's an unbelievable business. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in my life. So the product, so it's not the product. Product's good. Everybody agree the product's good, right? So the getting involved for $4.99, it's a win-win because you get all the product. You get a retail of more than $500. So that's not the roadblock, is it? The only roadblock is ourself. How we perceive network marketing, whatever the case may be, it is a business like anything else. They just chose to derive this through a different chain. Is it still selling? You go to Target, it's the same thing, except we're doing it for us. We're building our dream. There is no ceiling and there is no floor. It's your choice with what you do with what you have right now. That's it. So the only way you change that is change your mindset and say, you know what, I got to get as many people as I can to share this opportunity with, because if they have the same mindset that you have, and all of a sudden you have all these mindsets, before you know it, everybody's making money and everybody's becoming successful, and it's their own business. And how many people want to start their own business with no overhead? Doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It doesn't happen. So when you're doing this, you got to think, you know, this is, if you believe this is the best business you've ever been in, and you believe the product is the best thing, the only roadblock we have is ourselves. It's our fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of what are people going to think about me? I'm way over that, man, because I stand on my own. I got my own. I feel good about myself. I don't need to worry about what other people think about me. If you're that part, you just get to get over that, because life is going to be, if you have that issue, then you need to get rid of it. Do you hear me? Get rid of it, because it doesn't matter. It matters what you think and how you're going to inspire people and how you're going to change people's lives. You know, you might have a friend right now that's struggling, and you gave him into this business, and he takes off, and all of a sudden you gave him a vehicle that he's going to become successful the rest of their lives. And you're giving it people who have health issues, an unbelievable opportunity too. But the only roadblock we have is ourselves. So how do we change that? We change that by personal and professional development, overcoming the negative thought process and having a purely positive mindset all the time. Is it all the time? It's hard. But is it hard to get in shape? Hard to do lots of frog leaps?
Was last night.
Was it hard at class last night? Was it hard today?
Yes, sir.
No joke. But you know what? When you put pressure on things, it turns into diamonds. And we're turning into diamonds by the personal professional development we do on a day-to-day basis, period. So if you're not doing enough personal professional growth, and you're not listening to CDs in the car, and you catch yourself, like Andrew said, he goes, I didn't get enough reading in this week. I feel the same way. I read a little bit this morning. I'm going to read later on tonight. But I like to get my reading done in the morning because it sets my mind for the day. So when you start to slip a little bit, it starts to affect your positive attitude on a day-to-day basis. So all you have to do is go back to what you were doing to keep that positive attitude right and be ready for opportunities when they present themselves. So in other words, if I'm talking to somebody, the first thing I'm thinking, I don't care who it is, I am going to try to get them to a meeting. That's my thought process. That's my intention. I'm going to get them somehow to a meeting. So I'll start talking, asking them questions, all the conversational pieces. So what do you do for a living? How do you do it? Do you like what you're doing? I said, if you don't like what you're doing, I got something else. I got to show it's extraordinary. And I will ask anyone. I had the Firestone guy supposed to come over, didn't make it over. But I will, if I have a chance, I'm going to ask somebody to come to a meeting. What's the worst thing they can say to you?
No.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I don't even know it. But see, do you want to get better at getting less no's?
Yes.
So how do you get better at less no's? Practice, practice, practice the invites. Practice, they're on our website. You can print them off. If you have them rehearsed down to the T, you will come out so comfortably. Does that make sense? So all you have to do is rehearse. Now let's think about it this way. If you get, and I was thinking about this today, it's all activity. So right now I've invited, last week I had 5 invites. One guy, 2 people are probably going to sign up. So that's about a 40, I don't know, something a little bit less than a 50% closing ratio. Okay? Is that okay? I think so.
Absolutely.
So if you want to sign up 10 people in a month, you have to get 20 people to a meeting. It's all activity, guys. If you want, let's just say you want to sign, let's say you get 15 people to a meeting and 6, 7 sign up. Is that a good month? That's a damn good
That's
month.
a great month.
So I don't understand. Just get 50 people to sit down for an hour. You know, if you have to, give them the Youngevity video we have. We have a Youngevity video now, right? You can hand them a video, say, check this out. This is what I'm doing.
We've got one, but there's one on the website. There's
one on the website.
There's all on YouTube.
What is it? What is it? Which one on YouTube? I don't even know.
There's all
They're all
on
good.
YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't even use the YouTube, but that's an option.
Yeah. There's a 7-minute YouTube one. There's there's like 2 minutes
That
on
makes
each of
sense?
the
Get it go or
packs.
something?
There's a Karen.
So,
She did
So-
one for college students.
Yeah.
so does that make sense to you? So if you put it all together, this is enough. It's like anything else. The more people that show up at the door, the more chances you have. It's all business. It's just a numbers game, guys. It's just numbers. So the more people you ask, get into the meeting, the more chances you are to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when you get them into the meeting, we have a training. Then the training, they get more competent and confident in their mindset that they can go out and do this on their own. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So what I love to do too is I like to tag team. Rob and I tag team all the time. I tag team with Kent all the time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And the beauty of the tag team is if you're having a struggle with somebody, let me call them. Let me help. They say, Nick, I got this far with this person. You know, said, hey, I want you to talk to Nick. Would you be open to talking to Nick or Scott? Get us to do it. I will pull them to the meeting. I promise you. If I can't persuade them and Scott can't persuade them, probably not going to happen. So what we want to do is we want to help each other. You know, we're helping each other so you can help people down the line. If this is a business, I've never seen a business like this in my life. First of all, it makes you stretch harder than you've ever stretched. It makes you you have to have a positive attitude because this is a business where you got to be super positive. Would you guys agree?
Absolutely.
Right, Randy? And it's different than everything else. You can just show up and have the smiley face with the little wings on and go, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, nice to see you. You know what I mean? Hey, thanks for flying with us. This isn't that. This isn't that. Even with Kent's business, yeah, you know, what we're doing is with his business, most of them have a need. With my business, most of them have a need. I want to get in shape. I want to lose weight. I really want to get in shape. But what we're doing is we're creating a need by what we say, and then creating a dream for what they don't have. So the beauty of it is we're trying to create a unbelievable different life that people can't even imagine sometimes. And then we help them imagine that life, and then we create the need that this business is the vehicle to success, which it is. So you have to be even better at your attitude so people can say, wow, this is amazing. This is an amazing opportunity. But what happens is, because we haven't been conditioned, we just say, well, it's not for me.
Right.
Because they play low. They play small. They don't have those big dreams and goals. But once they adopt the big dreams and goals, and then they plan accordingly how to support those big dreams and goals, and not get, knocked down once or twice and get back up, because what most people do, they get knocked back once or twice, you never see them again. Instead of saying, you know what, that's okay, it's part of the deal. Isn't that part of the deal? That is part of the deal.
Absolutely.
You can't tell me that everybody you're going to talk to is going to sign up. There's no way. But you know what? If you flip enough cards, you'll find aces. That's all you're doing, guys. You're finding the right people to do this. And they synergistically match with your mindset and intention, and the next thing you know, you have a business with great people. And you know what? We're growing together as people. We're becoming black belts, if you like, together.
Correct.
Nick, have you done, like I have somebody that lives in Aurora, and I've been really wanting to reach out. I just don't know what the phone call should be like.
Have you talked to him yet?
No.
Hey, did you know him pretty well?
It's my sister-in-law's mom. He's been in bed for 10 years with issues. They don't work. They can't work. She's been successful. I just think it'd be a really great thing for him.
So I would say, I said, look, I found a plan B for me that's going to change my life, and it's something in the health industry. You just say it's something that could change your life, both of you guys. And I need an hour and open mind with Scott Parker, who was my business partner, and you're going to be blown away. What is it? Trust me, I don't want to screw it up. I just want you to listen to what we have to say, or drive down there with Scott or myself, and go talk to him.
All right. So
that's what I would do.
So that's my goal.
You pick them off one at a time.
I know.
You know what? Think about it. If you did 10 meetings with one person each, and you close 5, is that a good month?
It's a great one.
So I'll call
don't worry about
a meeting.
Right. If you have one-on-one, if you want a one-on-one, do a one-on-one, whatever it takes. I mean, does it matter if there's, like today, we have a small group. Does it matter? Am I going to not do the meeting? No, I'm here. I'm here because it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter if it's one person and one person turns into a diamond, and all of a sudden you go, oh my God, thank goodness we did that meeting. So don't worry about it. One at a time is fine. I mean, we sat down with Wyatt twice, one at a time. He should be close. Right?
Yeah.
And that's how the business works. And you get the right people in at the right time with the right mindset and the right thinking and the right vision, and they want more out of life, and all of a sudden you get the perfect person. But you got to flip the cards. And some people will. And you know what? My goal for all of us is everybody's doing it. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
That's why you're training. That's why you're plugged in. That's why we do these meetings once a week, because I don't believe you can just wing it. It's practice. It's dedication. It's commitment.
Yeah.
It's indomitable spirit when things aren't working right. You got to pick yourself up off the mat. Your spirit will not be dominated. And then you go for it. And all of a sudden your business is somewhere you couldn't even believe it is, because you kept the focus of your dream and your goals, and you kept looking at that dream and goal, that intention, and the next thing you know, you're there. I didn't become a black belt in a month. It took me many years to become a black belt. Same thing. It's just the business, just like Dan Gibbons said, you're a novice, you have a little bit of skill, and then you're an expert, and then you're a master. It takes time for mastery. So if it takes 4 years to make senior vice chairman, and you never have to work another day in your life, really, Is that bad?
I'm only 56.
Think about it. Is it that bad?
In 5 years.
I don't think so. Took Scott 3, so we'll give us a buffer of 4 or 5. So if you're making $5,000 a month in a year, would that be okay?
It's enough.
Would you settle out of court with that? I would.
Yeah.
All right. But I'm expecting more.
Mhm.
So I'm getting more people to meetings.
Mhm.
And I don't know who's going to be the one to turn over and go, whoa, they're ready.
Yep.
Just like when I got in the business, I was ready. I was ready for the Sahara crossing.
Mm-hmm.
And do I have my ups and downs? Of course I do. Do I have my challenges some days? Yes, I do. But you know what? As Charlie Tremendous Jones says, now how hard you fall, it's how high you bounce that counts. So you got to keep bouncing. You can't get in your head, Randy. You understand? Because we get in our head, don't we?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. Nobody's saying yes. Well, you just got to get better at the invite and get better at your attention and get better at your obsession. Because if you're obsessed about this business and you're reading stuff and you're studying and you're looking online and you're watching videos and you're doing the right things at the right time, the next thing you know, you'll be successful. But you have to plug in, right?
Yes, sir.
There's no miracle here.
No.
It's called activity. It's called activity. So with that, I've got a couple more things I'm going to finish up with the meeting, but we're going to work on pushing to the front. So we're going to watch a little video for you guys on our whatever we call this, the Google Hangout.
It's Google Hangout.
Google Hangout. We're going to hang out and do some fun stuff. So we're going to start this up. Any questions so far? Does that make sense to you?
If it is to be,
It's up to you. But don't get discouraged. You know, if you get discouraged, say, why am I discouraged? And the answer will come back, well, I'm not inviting enough people. I'm not inviting correctly. There's always some piece of the presentation that's going wrong, correct?
Mhm.
Or you're not saying anything and that's it. That's the problem. You're not talking to anybody. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. Practice, practice, practice. Practice, practice, practice. Just practice skill, practice skill, practice drill, practice skill. Okay, let's hit this thing.
Can I get the one?
Get ready to roll. Don't you love this, man? Training is only expensive when you don't do it, guys. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Move that out of the way.
Yeah. That was
All right.
take a lesson.
In this final section, I want to share with you some ideas that will enable you to push to the front.
Can you see the volume?
Good job.
You got it. Other way. Oh, you go.
Oh, I just screwed this
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Be the AV, presumably. Yes, yeah. Yeah. Other way.
I'm gonna Okay, here we go. Let me find the.
You had volume. You had volume there a minute ago. There you go.
Here we go, folks. I gotta turn the lights off so I can't see the thing.
In this final section, I want to share with you some ideas that will enable you to push to the front. Every job, including your job right now, the possibilities are constrained only by your own imagination. But the three great possibilities that you have in your hands right now are, number one, to achieve your goal of financial independence. One of the most important of all goals that we have is to end our working life financially independent. And this is within your grasp if you take advantage of what you have. The second thing you could do with your job is you can fulfill your potential. You can be and do and have more than you've ever been. You can use yourself to your fullest benefit and advantage. And the third key is that you can use your job as a stepping stone to becoming everything you're capable of becoming. The definition of self-actualization, the superior man or woman, is the person who is in the ongoing process of becoming everything they're capable of becoming. But your possibilities are determined and limited by your thinking. Remember, we said at the very beginning that thoughtfulness is the key quality of sales management. It's the key quality of success and happiness in life as well. Thoughtfulness means the way you use your mind, because your mind is very powerful. I've studied the subject for 30 years, and I stand in awe of the power of the mind. I've uncovered dozens and dozens of laws that go back to 3,000 years before Christ. But let me share with you just 4 laws, which we talked about in other seminars, which are perfectly applicable to where you are right now and to where you're going and to everything that you become. The first of these laws is the law of belief. The The law of belief simply says that whatever you believe with feeling, with intensity, becomes your reality. In other words, you don't believe what you see what you believe. Your beliefs act like a screen that filters reality and causes you to see things through the basis of what you have already come to believe. Now, here's the important point. Most people have self-limiting beliefs. They believe they can't do this, and they can't do that, and they can't earn this, and they can't accomplish that. They have their foot on the brake of their own potential. And it is the releasing or overcoming of self-limiting beliefs that makes everything possible for you. So here's a belief for you to program into your subconscious mind. And it is the belief that you are capable of achieving something wonderful with your life. When you absolutely believe that you are destined for great success and that nothing can stop you, and you believe it at a core level, then it becomes true for you. Your beliefs become your reality. Now, the second law is the law of expectations. The law of expectations has been tested hundreds of times in university think tanks by psychologists and researchers, and what it basically says is this, is your expectations become your own self-fulfilling prophecies. You don't get what you want, but you get what you expect. If you really confidently expect something to happen to you, and that's the key word, is confidence. Whatever you expect with confidence, then it will. And if you expect good things from your life and your work and your people and your family and your spouse and your friends, if you expect good things, that will become your own self-fulfilling prophecy, because not only will you act in the manner consistent with it, but you'll actually start to affect other people around you by the very quality of your expectations. Important point, all really successful people have an attitude of positive expectancy. They just expect to do well. They expect good things to happen, and you know what? They're very seldom disappointed. Now, the third law is the law of attraction. The law of attraction has been written about for thousands of years. One of the most powerful of all laws. And what it says is that you, as a person, are a living magnet. As a living magnet, you are constantly sending out vibrations. Imagine this is you. Your mind is constantly sending out vibrations and attracting back to yourself people and circumstances in harmony with your dominant thoughts. This is an important point. Everything around you in life you have attracted by the person you are. If you want to change anything in your life, you have to change the person you are. You have to change the thought waves that you're sending into reality. If you're not happy with the people around you or your health or your income or anything else, you can change them by changing your thinking. And as you change your thinking, you begin to attract into your life new people, new circumstances, new opportunities, new possibilities, and so on. And the fourth law is the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence is sort of like a foundation law. It's been written about and talked about throughout all history, and basically it says this. It says that your outer world is merely a reflection of your inner world. It says that your outer world is a mirror of what's going on inside. If you want to change what's going on the outside, you have to change what's going on the inside. Everywhere you go, there you are. Every part of your life is a reflection of your dominant thoughts. So the key to changing your life is this. Change your thinking and you change your reality. Change your thinking and you change your life. All causation is mental, and everything that you achieve is going to be determined by the quality of your thinking. Many years ago, Ralph Waldo Emerson said that a man becomes, or a woman becomes, what they think about most of the time. You become what you think about. Now, here are 7 ways to control your thinking so that your thinking is consistent with what you want to accomplish on the outside. And by the way, every one of them interacts and affects every other. Number 1 is positive self-talk. People don't realize that, as we said earlier, your explanatory style, or the way you talk to yourself, determines your emotions. If you talk to yourself in a positive way, if you interpret the world to yourself in a positive way, you feel positive and happy. So say things to yourself like, I like myself, or I feel terrific, or I'm the best, or I can do it, or yes, I can. Talk to yourself in positive terms. No matter what goes wrong, as we say, when things go wrong, say something right. It's a demonstration of your own level of personal self-mastery is your ability to talk to yourself in terms of what you want rather than in terms of what you fear. So positive self-talk is the starting point. And the second part is positive imaging. Positive imaging means that you visualize yourself as you would like to be. Visualize yourself being the person you want to be. You see, your subconscious mind is powerfully impacted by the pictures that you hold in your mind. If you have positive pictures of yourself being and doing and walking and talking and acting consistently with your ideals, your subconscious mind will accept it. And the subconscious mind controls your body language, it controls your tone of voice, it controls the way you act and behave, feel, think, and everything else. And remember, what you say to yourself triggers pictures, and what you picture or image triggers the words that you say to yourself. The third key to becoming what you think about is positive mental food. And by positive mental food, we mean control carefully the things that you read, the things that you watch on television, the things that you listen to on radios and tapes. The mental food that's coming into your mind is having an important impact on how you think and how you feel, and eventually how you talk and act, and what happens to you. The fourth key element that affects how you think is positive people. Get around positive people. Get away from negative people. We say, you can't fly with the eagles if you continue to scratch with the turkeys. And someone once said to me, why do you not fool around with negative people? It's like, why don't you wrestle with a pig? It's because you both get dirty, but the pig likes it. And the fact of the matter is, your human environment has an enormous impact on how you feel. So get away from negative people. You never get anything valuable from them anyway. And get around positive people and be a positive person yourself so that you set up a force field of magnetism that attracts other positive people. Number 5 is positive health habits. Positive health habits, as we talked earlier, refers to energy and vitality. It means maintaining the proper weight. It means eating the proper food. It means engaging in the proper exercise. It means getting the proper rest. And of course, positive health habits means positive thinking as well. But positive health habits and how you feel have an enormous impact on what you say and what you image and the things that you read and the things that you feed into your mind. Number 6 is positive training and development. Positive training and development, again, is another way of feeding your mind with materials that are consistent with the person you want to be and the things you want to accomplish. Positive training and development is this sort of work, taking audio courses and video courses and workshops and learning more and more. Because the more you learn about how to be more confident at the most important thing to do, the more positive you are, the more optimistic you are, the more cheerful you are, the more opportunistic you are, the more you see possibilities where other people only see problems. And finally, number 7 is positive action. In the final analysis, you've got to get going. You've got to get busy. You've got to get on with it. You have to launch, and launching is the key. You find that all successful people are busy, busy, busy. And look at this. The more positively you act, the more positively you talk. The more positively you act, the better you feel, the better you image. The more positively you act, and the more you learn to act positively, the more energy you have, and so on. And they all interact with each other. So make your day-to-day life a life that is positive from beginning to end. As I say, never is heard a discouraging word. Always talk positively, image positively, read positive materials, listen to positive tapes, learn positive materials, associate with positive people, engage in positive health habits, and engage in positive action. Which brings us to viewing yourself as a bundle of resources. In pushing to the front, you need to look upon yourself in a special way. You need to realize that you were put in this world to do something wonderful with your life. That you're a special bundle of resources that has never been duplicated in all of human history. So here are some of the questions you always need to be asking yourself. Number 1, what are your unique talents and abilities? Remember, you're special. What are your unique talents? What are your unique abilities? What are the things that you do that are easy for you and they're difficult for other people? Number 2, what is your current area of excellence? What are you especially good at? Now, if you're not excellent at something right now, objectively, and that someone else would say he or she is really excellent at that, and ask yourself, what could you be excellent at? This is one of the most important questions in defining your future direction of growth and development. What should you be excellent at if you want to move to the top of your field, if you want to achieve financial independence and respect and esteem and promotion? What should you be excellent at, and what steps can you take starting today to get there? Remember, what anybody else has accomplished, you can accomplish as well. Number 4 is see yourself as self-employed. See yourself as self-employed. View yourself as the president of your own company. Act as though you were the president of your existing company. Act as though you own the place. The top 3% of Americans today all look upon themselves as self-employed. Even if they work for someone else all the days of their lives, they treat the company like it belongs to them. And remember, everybody around you is watching you. And if you treat the company like it belongs to you, they'll treat the company with that same kind of special attention as well. Number 4, ask, what are your core competencies? What are your core competencies? What are the 1 or 2 things that you do that you are especially good at? These are different from your talents and abilities. Your talents and abilities are inherent, but your core competencies are the skills that you've developed through learning, education, practice, discipline, and so on. They are probably the reasons why you're on the payroll. And number 5 is, what do you really love to do? What do you really love to do? What are responsible for your peak experiences? What are responsible for the parts of your day and your week that you enjoy the most? Because this is the key. This is the breakthrough answer that leads to your doing more and more of this and accomplishing everything you want in life. Number 6, what is your limiting step? What is holding you back from achieving your goal right now? What is setting the speed at which you accomplish your particular goal or objective? What skill area? What is it inside you? What is it outside you? What's setting the speed at which you get from A to B? And finally, number 7, what do you need to be really good at in order to accomplish all your goals? You'll find that the answer to this, by the way, to be really good at, is usually only 1 or 2 skills. Remember the Federal Express advertisement that said, when you absolutely positively want to have it there overnight? Well, ask yourself this: what do you absolutely positively have to be good at in order to open all the doors of opportunity that you want, in order to achieve all your goals, and of course, in order to be happy? This brings us to 7 final points, really the key to pushing to the front in our knowledge-based, information-based society, and it is to commit yourself to lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is your key that opens the door of all possibilities. Remember this: number 1, to earn more, you must learn more. To earn more, you must learn more. You cannot earn any more than you're earning today, except to the degree to which you learn and practice something new and different, like what you've learned in this course. Number 2 is invest 3% of your income back into yourself. Invest 3% of your income back into yourself. The most profitable companies in America invest 3% or more of their gross sales into training and developing their people. And since you're the president of your own company, you need to invest continually in yourself. One of the biggest mistakes that people make in the world of work today is they think that their education is the responsibility of their company because it's always been the responsibility of society. But that's not the case. You are totally self-responsible. Your education is up to yourself. Take every bit of education your company gives you, but invest in books, tapes, courses, learn, grow. Be committed like a fanatic to your own self-development. Number 3, read in your field 1 hour per day. 1 hour per day will make you an expert. It'll make you an authority. It'll push you to the front of your field. It will enable you to go to the top of your profession. 1 hour per day will translate into roughly 1 book per week. 1 book per week in your field will translate into 50 books per year. 50 books per year will be 500 books in 10 years. Do you know that the American Bookselling Association concluded recently that the average American household, 80% of them did not buy or read a single book last year? They did not buy or read a single book. The average adult American reads less than 1 book per year. You know that 58% of adult Americans never read another book after they leave high school. If you read an hour a day, you'll move to the front of your field at a speed that will astonish you. Number 4 is listen to audio cassettes in your car. Listen to audio cassettes in your car. The average person spends between 500 and 1,000 hours in their car every day. And if you turn driving time into learning time, turn your car into a university on wheels, you can become one of the best educated and most skilled sales managers in all the country. Number 5, attend one seminar every 3 months. Attend one seminar every 3 months. Seminars are one of the most valuable opportunities for learning that exist. I've worked in adult education now for 20 years, and I can tell you this. You can save hundreds of dollars and thousands or hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars worth of investment by going to a seminar. Because this person has spent maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years and has read dozens of books and has spoken to countless people and refined and distilled and worked it. So that what you get in a seminar is the cream of the information available on a subject. You can pick it up for a few dollars in a few hours. Take every seminar you can, but at least one every 3 months. Number 6 is invest time and money in getting better. Invest time and money in getting better. Remember, we've talked before about leverage. The key to leverage is you getting better and better and better at your key tasks. Because leverage, if you invest time and money in getting better, the payoff to you will be incredible. The payoff will be as much as $30 for every dollar you spend. It will save you countless hours, weeks, months, even years off the career path to become very good in your field. Which brings us to number 7, and it underlies everything we've talked about. It's the basis of this whole program. It's be the best. Get better, get better, be the best. Commit yourself to excellence. Not just to being good, but to being excellent. Get good, get better, be the best. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter what you've accomplished in the past. It doesn't matter who's ahead of you or what your situation is. Remember the wonderful words by Theodore Roosevelt, where he said, do what you can with what you have right where you are. Do what you can with what you have right where you are. Let me finish this up by repeating something I've said before. Self-discipline is the most important quality of character and the most important quality of success. Is that everything that we've talked about in this course doesn't work unless you do, and you don't unless you can discipline yourself, master yourself, control yourself, use your willpower to get yourself to do what you need to do. Perhaps the very best definition of self-discipline, key to success that I've ever heard, came from Albert Hubbard, who died in 1914. And he said this: self-discipline is the ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. It's the ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. And if you do, your success will be inevitable. It's all up to you. I'm Brian Tracy. I want to thank you for investing your valuable time in this course, in this program, in this desire and attempt to become better and smarter and more capable. I take my hat off to you, and I admire you as the mover and shaker of the most important people in America. I hope these ideas have been helpful to you. I hope that these ideas are the tools and the fuel that you need to move yourself forward towards your goals. And from the bottom of my heart, I wish you luck, I wish you success, and I hope that you become one of the finest sales managers of your generation. Thank you very much for listening.
Good tape on it. Yeah. Okay, thank you. A lot of stuff on that one. It was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Amazing.
Okay, I want to go around the room and ask you one of the two things. And Andrew, I apologize. I'm going to get you on Google Hangout. I guess we missed you. So I want you to really take this to heart. Okay. Let's see, Rob, what are one or two things that made sense to you?
I like the law of correspondence. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world, so your achievements are a reflection of your thinking, essentially.
Right. Good point. Kit.
just that taken in small bites, you can become an expert very quickly. If you do an hour a day of reading, that, although it isn't totally surprising, it's pretty astounding that he said the statistic, 58% of adults don't read another book after high school. So you can really get ahead quick if you're doing training and reading.
Yeah, I'm with Ken. I mean, just some of the stats he was throwing out was amazing. Just the payoff is 30 to 1. That's like I never heard that before. That was amazing, and I really like that. I hadn't heard that quite from Theodore Roosevelt as well.
Do what you can with what you have. Don't worry about the
Yeah,
rest.
yeah, where you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you are.
Where you are, don't worry about the rest. Randy.
That's the Marines creed also. I kind of highlighted the law of belief. What you believe with intensity becomes your reality. You see what you believe. So
That's right.
you set your world up a certain way.
Right.
That's what,
Exactly. Good point. Robert.
Well, Andrew stole mine, so I'm gonna have to go to number 2. Make yourself do what you should do. You should do it whether you feel like yourself.
You know, I love that, he twisted this up a little bit because Albert Hubbard said it back, and that's not L. Ron Hubbard, it's Albert Hubbard. Different guy. So let's just not get those confused. No. I think the key word in that is do what you know. You have to make yourself do what you know you should do, when you should do it, whether you like it or whether you feel like it or not. Make yourself. Challenge yourself. Push yourself. Force yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Make yourself. Say, I got an extraordinary opportunity and I need an hour of open mind. It could change your life financially in 2 years. I need you to come to the meeting with me. What is it? Trust me, you're going to love this. I'd love to tell you what it is, but I want to show it to you. I want you to meet Scott, and I want you to meet Andrew. You have to be skillful at that. Alice.
I liked, I guess the possibilities are limited by your thinking. I mean, that's what he said, but I thought, that's what can block your possibilities to me is my thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly overthinking, thinking, and just, I kept writing down launch and just do it.
Right.
Stop thinking about it.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
Do you want to add to that, Rob?
Yeah, the other part of that, what you make yourself what you should do, what you should do, whether you feel like it or not, is next step is when you fall off the horse, get
Right.
because you're gonna stub your toe.
Right.
Oh, I should have said this.
Mm-hmm.
I should have said that.
Right.
Just go back and do it again.
Right. I 100% agree. And I'm going to run through these again. I like what he said about this. Use yourself to your fullest advantage. So in other words, we're living our life. Why don't we use ourselves to our fullest advantage? Why don't we go all the way with our lives? And in a business like this, you have to use yourself to your fullest advantage. You can't hold back. You can't hold back. You have to use yourself to your fullest advantage. So what is using yourself to full advantage? Plug it into those 7 steps that you just talked about, right?
yes, sir.
That's one. Next one is ongoing process. Do have an ongoing process of everything you want to become. An ongoing process of what you want to become. It's a process. If you're not where you want to be right now, you're in a process of becoming who you want to be. Are you with me on that?
What was number 4?
I don't know.
Okay.
Number 4.
Positive self-talk.
Correspondence.
It's positive self-talk in this one. So anyways, and you have to have that ongoing process. It's just like you couldn't do a certain thing when you were a green belt. Now that you can do a black belt, you can do it. But it's an ongoing, what do we want to know?
Now we got.
Okay.
Oh,
Does that make sense to you guys?
I'm sure Scott, if I do this every day, probably has to go through
Oh,
the same, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? Etc.
right. It's an ongoing process. And you know what? To be successful, that's what you have to do. All right. Make sense to you guys?
Yes.
And the other thing that the other one is the law of belief. Your beliefs
Yeah.
Are your beliefs.
Your reality.
And you have to believe with feeling, and then it becomes your reality. So if you want something to change, you have to keep changing it in your reality. You have to believe with feeling, like I am a senior vice chairman or a senior executive marketing director or whatever the case may be. You must believe it with feeling.
Yes, sir.
And you know, everybody has roadblocks. So if you're having a belief problem, and the belief could be, look, I don't believe I could ever be a PhD. I don't know. Maybe I can. I'm sure I can if I just decide to go to school straight up for the next 20 years. But everybody has a self-limiting belief. And the self-limiting belief that we have holds us back. That one little belief could hold us back from everything. It's the same with this business. If you have a belief that nobody's going to come to a meeting, nobody's coming to a meeting. But if you have a belief that I am going to get people, the way I walk, I talk, I act, we'll talk about that later, is going to get people to meetings. And you believe with feeling that you are a great inviter. Because really the limiting step in this business, I believe, in my opinion, is invitation and your list. And you have a list every day. You meet people everywhere. You just don't know it. You meet people every day. You meet them at this and the grocery store and everywhere. And you jog memory gets, you write it down on that list. Every time you remember something, you write it down on that list, right? And the next thing you know, you get a gigantic list. A, B's, and C's, right? A prospect, B you want to hold, share it with, but your beliefs. And he added on to this where he said, our job is to overcome our self-limiting beliefs. And like he said, we are all capable of something wonderful with our life. And then he went on to say expectations. I really believe expecting is a positive self-expectancy is everything to me. If I expect I'm going to win, I'm going to win. If I expect things are going to turn out, they're going to turn out. And just the quality, and he said in the tape, he says your quality of your life is your expectations. You have to expect, hey, I'm going to do well here. This is going to be great. I expect to have a lot of people in my organization. And you keep expecting it, and it'll get better. Does that make sense to you? Now, the other one I really liked was the law of attraction. Now, this is a big one. We're going to stop it right here. Let me ask you this. If you have a bad day, and you're negative, and you're cynical, and you're tired, do you think you're going to attract people in your business?
No.
No chance. So your vibration, it's a law of attraction. It's a magnetic. So if I walk up to somebody and I'm like this is my intention. I am going to get them to a meeting and I'm excited. And I have that constrained enthusiasm because we can't just be jumping all over people, right? We want to be constrained enthusiastic. I got something extraordinary to show you and I need an hour and open mind and you have to see what I'm doing. This could be a 2-year plan for you, change your life. I have a plan B for you. I have a plan B in my life. And Randy, what I would take, hey, what are you looking for? Danny's over here. Anyways, so everybody has to have their personality set point. Now, what I mean by that is you got to be yourself. You can't be somebody you're not.
Right.
So, Randy, what I would say with you, I'm just giving you an example. Randy, you're very calm, but you have a great attitude, and you say, hey, look, I stumbled onto something that could change your life financially in 2 years. That's all you got to say. I said, I'm a pilot. I got a retirement plan right now. You could make a joke of it. And you can say, but I have something extraordinary I have to show you. It's a plan B for you. I need an hour and open mind. Come with me to a meeting. You can have a calm, positive law of attraction that people are like, whoa, well, he's got something going. Say, hey, look, I've been a pilot for 30 years. And you know what? I found something extraordinary I have to show you that could change your life in 2 years. I need an hour and open mind. And he says, what is it? Trust me, you're going to love it. Just come with me. Is that confident?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I go nuts and go, ugh? I just said, look, and I'm serious. You can have a serious, calm disposition. You have to find the way you say it is perfect.
Yep.
You can't be somebody else. You have to be you. Scott has a real serious face, does it a different way, but it works for him. What works for you? What attraction? You have to be in line with your law of attraction. If you're a living magnet, if you're reading, studying, and doing all the things you're doing, you will attract people in your life that harmonize with you. Does that make sense to you? That's the deal. Make sense to you, Kent?
Yes, sir.
Totally.
That's it.
That's the way I'm trying to work it, actually.
Right. All right. Now, the next one is positive self-talk. You know, I'm a huge believer in that. I
Yeah,
feel
sure.
great. I feel terrific. I can't wait. I love this.
I'm the best.
You know, I'm the best. And you say this to yourself every day. And you walk and talk and you do positive thinking and positive self-talk every single day. And believe me, maybe it's at the start of it, it's like you can't do it. It's not working. You're kind of negative still. But eventually what happens is you change your disposition because you're always talking that way. I feel great, feel great, feel great. What did I say this morning when I walked in? Let's rock and roll.
Yep.
And I was a little irritated because, you know, we didn't move fast enough this morning, and I don't like being right on time. I want to be right. I want to be there. I told Heather, I said, this is ridiculous. But I have an intention to get to class at a certain time. I want to be there at a certain time. But my positive, we're getting there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. I walked in at 8 o'clock sharp. But you know what? It's that's it. You understand? It's a positive self-talk. I could say, well, I'm not going to have a good workout today. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Then you're not going to have a good workout today because you're tired. You can say, hey, I feel good. My legs are a little sore, but you know what? I'm ready to rock and roll. Because that rock and roll, what is that? That's an affirmation to what?
Work.
To work. Then I say, right at 45 minutes, I say, let's go to work.
Let's go to work.
Let's go to work. That means you already in your mind know we're starting. Better get my attitude right. Positive imagery, guys. Positive imagery. Positive image. Positive imagery. Seeing yourself as a winner. You know what? A lot of times we don't think of ourselves as a winner until we start thinking of ourselves as a winner. Thinking of ourselves as successful. Thinking of ourselves in a bigger way. Because sometimes we play small. We want to play bigger. We want to have that vision of, I am a winner. I see myself as a winner. It's amazing what I can do. And it's all about re-skill training your mindset. Isn't it?
Yep.
Yes,
You
sir.
got to skill train your mindset. You got to re-skill train your mindset on a day-to-day basis. It's like working out. You got to work out your mind like you work out your body. And as Mr. Newton said to me, it's harder to work out your mind than it is your body. It
Yes.
takes a lot more work.
Yep.
It does. It just does. Positive food. We know what that is. It's the books we read, the people, you know, the CDs, the DVDs, doing this every week. You have to put food in you to nourish your mindset. Because if you get away from it, you start to get negative again. Isn't that true? That's why we need these meetings every week to get back to business, like Ken said. The best thing Ken said is we re-energize ourselves every week, and then we start to drop, our battery gets a little low, and the next thing you know, we're back in business again.
Yep.
True?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, if it's just proven the people that they start draining their battery and they don't come, then they don't return your calls. They're not in the business. You got to come, interact with people, and get the battery charged.
Dave Pickock said it best. Keep the plug in the wall.
Yep.
And even if things aren't going the best for you right now, or you're not getting enough people, what do you got to do? Just get more people. Keep working. Keep putting the pedal to the metal. Keep asking people. Keep refining your skills. Keep refining your invite so you don't get depressed when people don't show up to the meeting. But you got to ask people. And I guarantee you, if you guys went back month after month and how many people you asked, you are asking not enough people. It's always you're not asking enough people. That's why you're not getting enough people in the business. Period. End of story. Right?
Yes, sir.
And hang around positive people. This is what we do here. And the number 5 was be a positive person yourself. I feel great. I feel terrific. How many people want to hang around people who are positive? Everybody does. True?
Yes.
I think it's so important. And the other one is positive training and development, which we do every week. I think that is the key of everything is positive training and development. And remember, he says, what you accomplish, you know, you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish with changing your mindset. Anything. Anything. But what people do, they don't believe it because they're not doing their positive training and development. If you have positive training and development, I guarantee a year from now, you're going to say, man, remember when I was afraid of that invite?
Yeah.
Man, remember I was afraid to get in front of that group? Man, remember when I didn't have anybody in my organization? You know, I love what Dan Gibbons says. The hardest part of any network marketing is the beginning of it.
First 2,000.
Because the first what?
$2,000.
$2,000. Because once you get past that $2,000 and you're making $2,000 a month, you're off and running. But the hardest part, the heart of the run, the marathon, is
2000 supports your self-belief and your positive.
Exactly.
Starts
Yeah.
to roll, right?
exactly. And
Makes it
so
real.
if you can get past that $2,000 hurdle and you start making that kind of money, then you know you're going to get to the next level. But it's the first getting up to the first 2,000 is the toughest part. If you can do that, you're on your way. It's over. It's over. It is over.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me too. I mean, I'm not saying I'm Mr. Superstar here. I am just sharing and being transparent with you guys and saying I have the same struggles you have. I just don't dip into the well and stay there. I get out faster than you.
Yeah.
That's all. And I don't take it personally when somebody doesn't show up to the meeting. I just grind them till they get there. Excuse me. That's true. I
They
do.
will hear from you.
Persistent. I'm persistent. I'm assertive but not aggressive. I am assertive. I will keep
Assertive,
asking
not
until they get to that meeting.
I like that.
I'm going to ask. And the other thing is, always talk positively. Always talk positively all the time because you're listening. And when you're saying, hey, my business is going to go great, I'm going to keep working on it. And you know what? We can be the top 1 or 2 or 3% only because we're working harder than everyone else. So if you're reading and studying and practicing and working on your skill sets, like your invite, you're getting your prospect list, you're always aware of where your possibilities are. You're all good now? What are you doing now?
Camera stuff.
Oh, camera stuff? Does that make sense? So if you're always doing that, it's amazing. You'll vibrate. You'll have the law of attraction because you're reading, you're studying, you're practicing, you're in shape, and you're in mental shape, and your skill sets are good. So when you ask somebody to go to the meeting, they say, sure, I'd love to see what this is. When I asked that guy, Kelly Kirkpatrick, I don't know Kelly Kirkpatrick very well, but what I said to him, I go, hey, man, I got something extraordinary I got to show you. I got a plan B for you. Because I asked him what he did. He goes, well, I work for these lawyers. I do a marketing thing. And I go, really? I said, you like that? He goes, man, I hate that drive. I said, I got plan B for you. And I said, it's extraordinary. I said, come. I said, listen, we have a little get together on Wednesday night at 7. See that? Let's get together on Wednesday night when you meet Scott. Was that so unassuming?
Yeah.
I said, let's just, hey, it's like, we'll get together, have some coffee. And Scott does, I said, yeah, I want you to meet Scott. He's the most successful guy in this company. I said, you're going to love him. I said, just meet me here. I said, he goes, you know what he said? Well, if anything you're involved in, it's got to be good. Because I come from a position of strength. Because I believe that I'm successful. Am I as successful as I want to be? Hell no. Hell no. Are you successful as you want to be? How about you?
No, sir.
How about you?
No.
No. We can always be more successful, but you know what? I said it in such a way, it's like, I want what you want. Because my law of attraction, my mindset says, my beliefs, my disposition is like, hey, man, you're nuts to not be there. They believe me then, don't they? And I got people from every spectrum, from a doctor down to a person that works at the gas station. Doesn't matter to me. Because everybody wants to be better off. Now, there's some people like, they make, $20 million a month or a year. This is probably not your prospect. Like Dave Pickock says, you got 4% or 20% down here that just they can't do it. Then you got 20% up here or 10% up here that are making so much money, they won't do it. Then you got the 60 to 70% that will do it for sure. Does that make sense? That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for everybody. We're looking for the right ones.
That's right.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Right?
And we just need 3 or 4 to get going. That's
You're overthinking it, guys.
Yeah.
It's 3 or 4.
that's
Overthinking. Just get people to a meeting. Get them on a conference call, a 3-way call. Just say, and look how confident I said that. And if you have to look yourself in the mirror every day and say, I got something, and serious, Randy, and say, you know what? I stumbled onto something that could change your life in 2 years. I need now an open mind. It's going to blow you away.
Sounds good.
I say, great. We're getting together at Next Pro Fitness at 7 o'clock for some coffee. And you're going to meet this guy Scott, that is the most successful person I've ever met, and he's going to be the guy that's going to show it to you. Fair enough. See it. So I will see you triple hook them, right? But you know what? If you're confident and you believe it, they are going to believe it too. If you're apprehensive, they're not going to believe it.
Yeah,
Remember, the
that's right.
best actor makes the most money because the best actor knows their lines and knows their position on the stage. That's what we're talking about here. Right? That's it. Right, Kent?
Oh, yeah. No,
And I keep referring back to Kent because Kent's real easy going with his invites, and people respect Kent and they show up, right?
well, and I have conviction in the invite. I do.
Right.
And I have, I think I presented in a way that, I believe in this. And so it makes it, just like you were talking about, Kelly, those gals that came the other night that are massage therapists, that's exactly the way I presented it. Just that Nick and I are involved in this new business, and I'd like to share it with you. Come on over to Nick's. And it's kind of astoundingly easy sometimes if you let that roll off your tongue. It's scary too, but it's the way to go.
And you know what? When people say, what is it? I said, trust me, I'll say, hey, look, you know what? I said, I don't want to screw it up. Scott's the main guy. He makes about $80,000 a month. You're going to love Scott. And fair enough. I said, just give me an hour and open mind. So I always go back to the hour and the open mind. I always go back to you're going to love it. I always go back to, I said, give me an hour and an open mind. You can decide for yourself if this is something that makes sense to you. Fair enough. Great. I'm going to see a 7. You're really, really going to love what he's going to share with you. I'm building an expectation because I truly believe there is something great. I mean, even if they never get involved and they just get this stuff, they're on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm assuming they're going to go into business with me.
Right.
I'm going to find another guy that's going to get in business, and they get to get this every week for nothing. So like we have so many skill sets of value because we teach this, we do this, we practice this, and I think training is invaluable. It pays 30-1.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Then the funny thing is, why aren't people doing it? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, the last one is a bundle of resources, our unique talents. Everybody has talent here. The thing I like is what is your current area of excellence? What could it be and what should it be? And see yourself as self-employed. I cannot tell you that to me, that one right there, 3% everybody thinks they're self. We are self-employed. We are our own personal services incorporated. And once we say, hey, this is my business, this is my life, and I'm going to build it any way I want to build it. And I really see myself and everybody should be going to convention. I'm going to convention. Kent's going to convention. Here's why you want to go to convention, Randy. You will see people from every walk of life walk up to that stage and go, oh my God, I can't believe they did it. And they're not pilots. They're working at Taco Bell. They're working at places you're like, hey, I can't. But they had enough belief in themselves to make that happen. And you're telling me we don't have enough belief in ourselves to make that happen? It's our self-limiting belief that holds us back. So when you see somebody, I'm sure you saw it last year, right?
Yes,
like,
yes, sir.
Jeez, man, they did it. And they're on fire and they're excited. You know, I don't want to live my life being unhappy and unfulfilled. And I think the worst thing in the world is not living up to your potential, not giving something a shot. I mean, if you give this business a shot for 2 years and you don't make it, well, first of all, you should be evaluating week by week. How did my invite go? How's my invite feel? How's my follow-up? How's my mindset? Am I reading? Am I studying? Because you don't deserve to be successful in this business unless you're doing everything. Unless you're using your full potential, as Brian Tracy said. Yep. You don't deserve to be successful at this unless you're pulling off a stop sign. Because nobody's going to believe your story. The only reason they're believing my story is I feel like I'm a product of the product. They can't look at me and say, well, you don't have good attitude. I have a great attitude, don't I?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I have a great attitude. I feel great every day. And I work on it through physical fitness and my reading and my studying and my practicing, and my writing my goals every day. Yes, I am. Now, the other one is see yourself as self-employed in the core competencies, skills you have to develop. And our core competencies in this business is pretty cut and dry. Master the invite, the law of attraction, your belief, your goals, your dreams, your belief in your dreams and goals. And then support it with what? Personal and professional growth. And you will have what you need to have when you do the core competencies, which is that. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think I'm right. You're right. I'm right. And we're going to talk about how to get those skills, the core competencies. But there's the ones that hold you back are getting better at the invite. And what you do, what you find out what you really love to do. And what I say, what do you really love to do? I love to teach this stuff.
Yeah.
I love to teach it to you guys. I love to teach it because you become what you teach, right? You become what you teach.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just becoming what I teach. If I teach this every day and you teach this every day and you teach it to somebody else like Matt Hill. Hey, Matt. Just shaking my head, guys. You don't know who he is, but one day you'll get to meet him. Anyways, you become what you teach. So you teach it to other people. You get people in the business, you teach them. You help them. And how much better are you going to be if you teach and help them? You become a better black belt, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because if you can teach them, you become better because you're teaching them.
Yes,
I am
sir.
a big believer in that. Always have been, always will be. Okay. Now it says, your limiting step. He says your limiting step sets the speed of your success. So if you can get over that limiting step, you're gone, right? That sets the tone, the speed, the momentum. So if your limiting step is, man, I just have really a lot of trouble inviting people. Well, what is the number one thing you have to work on?
But
If you're just having a fear or hesitation of inviting people because you don't feel like you sound right, just find your personality. Sometimes I'll even do this. I won't go, hey. I'll say, you know what? Can I ask you something? Yeah. I said, how would you like? I said, I have an extraordinary opportunity that could change your life in 2 years. I need an hour and an open mind to show it to you. What is it? It's the best thing I've seen in 2 years, and I need something to show it to you. I need you to meet Scott. I need you to come with me. We're getting together at my place at 7. I said, I want you to be there. How confident is that?
yeah, it's great.
That's what I'm talking about. Everybody needs to use their profession. Like, Rob, you're just going to go by sheer enthusiasm. Ignorance on fire is the best way, as Dave Pickock said. But you know what? You guys are all three of you, but I'm just talking to you two guys. You're a PhD and you're a pilot. Who would not want to talk to a pilot about something?
Most people. Just kidding.
Seriously.
No, I get what you're saying.
You need to use your credibility. You have mega credibility. What mega credibility is, if Tom Toomey tells me, I want to talk to you about your finances and how to become more successful, or Mark Spencer says, you want to meet me for lunch, I'm there. So that's what you're at. So you need to stand tall and be confident and say, hey, look, I got something extraordinary I'm going to show you. I'm a pilot. I'm a pilot for 30 years. I found a plan B, and I need to show you my plan B. I need an hour and open mind. We'll get together next. Come with me. How easy is that? And be confident. How do you become confident? By practicing your skills. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes, sir.
All right. I mean, this is not rocket science, guys.
No, it's not.
Okay. Now here we go to the big stuff. You need to be really good in order to achieve all your goals. He says we need to be really good in order to achieve all our goals. So what do we need to be really good at? Commitment to lifelong learning. Earn more, you
Earn more.
learn more. If you earn more, you got to learn more. You got to learn. You cannot get something for nothing. You can't make money at a high level unless you are a walking, talking personal development machine. How can you ever help anyone if you're not helping yourself? It's kind of
Yes,
like how many personal trainers I've seen are totally out of shape, teaching people how to be in shape.
Yeah.
That's like backwards. Okay. Invest 3% of your income back in yourself. I'm doing it every year. Read in your field 1 hour per day. We're in a business. We got to be on top of our game, right? We're almost done. You guys are going to get jacked up here. Let's go.
Yes.
All right?
Right.
We're almost done.
So,
Listen to CDs in your car. I can't say enough of that. 10 seminars every 3 months. So I'm on track. Kansas City. I'm going to the convention, and then I'm going to go in July, and whatever else is after that, I'm in.
Yep.
Because you know what? Every $30 I put in, or $1 I put in, I get $30 return.
Yep.
I'm in. How much better is your attitude going to be when you walk away from the convention, Andrew?
it's unbelievable.
Okay,
Really,
so
really
if you can ride that enthusiasm momentum for 3 months or even a month or two, is it worth it?
Yeah, absolutely.
$200.
Yep.
$200. $200. It's nothing. Isn't that right? I mean, even if you spent $700 with the room that we all spunk together or whatever the case may be, we get a flight, who cares? What are you going to spend the money on anyways? Most people spend it on junk.
Yeah.
They don't spend on reinvesting in their mind, in their life, and they don't understand, why am I not successful? Why am I struggling in this business? is because they're not doing enough to become successful. It's it. That's all.
Mhm.
It says, be the best. Get better, get better, get good, get better, be the best. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And then the last thing he said is this. Self-discipline. Make yourself do stuff. Master your self-discipline. Correct? And when you master that, if you take action and launch, you're going to be fine. And it all comes back to what? The fundamental movement of, I got to invite people, and I have to have everything perfect in my head and my body and my mind. So when I invite people, I am serious, I'm obsessed, I have a mindset, and they feel my energy. Remember when I did the presentation for the goal setting? I said, what did you feel? I did that punch.
Yes, sir.
They said, I felt intensity. I said, if they feel your obsession and intensity, what's going to be different? They're going to want to come see what you're doing. Now, they might not sign up, but you're not. So what? At least you expose it to them and say, this is a better way to have a better life. This is a second plan. This is a retirement plan. And I told you guys, I have an accountant in my room, and you weren't here, Robert. Well, you were. He told me that a lady from Avon 20 years ago built her Avon business up, and she just made a lot of money doing other things. Her husband was a multimillionaire. She stopped doing Avon 20 years ago, and John goes, she's still getting a check for $40,000 a year, and she has done nothing for 20 years. Some of the people in Youngevity have done nothing for by 17 years and making $50,000 a month.
Right.
What better pension plan is that?
Yeah.
But you know what? We just got to get over our own belief systems. And we have to work at our business. And we have to almost be sacred about the invite. We have to be just so good. You know what I mean? It's a sacred invite. And if you invite correctly, man, you are going to have more people coming into this business. And then we have all the other stuff. We have the training. We have the support. We have everything we need. All we need to do is get better at inviting and talking to people. Okay? That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, so now we're going to finish up with the last couple of things that I wanted to cover. So we talked about intention, right?
Yes, sir.
Now the second one is leading by example. It's an example. I mean, I try to lead by example. I try to bring people to meetings every week. Because if you don't see me bringing people to meetings, what are you thinking? No, he's not doing nothing.
Yes, sir.
He's not doing nothing. Well, I've got 21 people enrolled, and I lead by example. That's not a lot in my book. In my mindset, I want 30 already. And I've got a couple, 4 or 5 people on the hook right now that are going to probably flop over, so I'll have 25. It is phenomenal, but it's not that phenomenal for me. And so I'm just leading by example so I can show with you. When I say I will talk to somebody, and I back it up, don't I? I don't just talk about it, I back it up. I'll back you up. When I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I've talked to many people for you.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, does it go someplace? Yes, sometimes yes. Does it go someplace? No. But you know what? I'm going to give it my best to get somebody and help somebody, you know, be part of this opportunity and share this opportunity and share this message. And the next thing you know, they're involved. They go, I can't believe I waited so long to do this.
Yeah.
Man, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Brian, hi, Brian. He's on fire. It took him 3 months to get on fire. So what? He's on fire now. He gets it. It's awesome. Get on fire, man. Get excited about your life. Example. Lead by example. Get people to meetings. And then, wow, he's getting a whole bunch. I better get my acting gear. And remember, iron sharpens iron. He's bringing 3 to the meeting. I'm feeling like I got to bring some more people. Geez, I'm not bringing anybody. You know, Rob's been bringing people. You've been bringing people. I know you got to bring more. I know you want to bring more. Bring people. If Brady, if you're having a sticking point, that's where I come in. I'm the turn. You know what they do in the car business? They call it a turn.
Yeah.
And what they say is, this is beautiful. And the guy's like, and he said, I have an idea. I said, I have an idea. I'll be right back. I have an idea. I got this guy, Nick, you gotta talk to on the phone. Get me on the phone, Scott on the phone, and let's work together. I am trying to help you build your business. You're trying to help me build my business. Isn't this a win-win? It's a phenomenal win-win.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Let's do it together. Okay, next one is activity. Nothing replaces activity, guys. To help sponsor people, activity. So if you're doing, let's say your goal is to invite 20 people a month, and you get 15 to the meeting. and out of that 15, you get 6. That's a hell of a month.
Yes, sir.
And you help them get some people. You just have a number. How many people am I going to invite? So right now I've done 1, 2, 3. I think I've done 7 invites and this week, and then I've got 3 meetings. 3 people on 1 on a 3-way and 2 at a meeting. So that's not too bad. But then I'll track it and say, okay, this is what I need. So it's just activity, guys. Just talking to enough people. All right, last one. Your follow through. Now, once somebody comes in a meeting, you want to follow through with them. And some people are, you know, a 6 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, a 5 out of 10. Our goal is how do we get them to a 10?
Yep.
And some people are going to do it and some people are not, but we can't give up on them. And we got to keep nudging them along like a gentle bulldozer, like Scott Fardula said. We're gentle bulldozers. We just kind of push them along. And you know what? That's when you start to think, well, maybe if Scott talked to him, maybe if Nick talked to him, maybe if Kent talked to him, Andrew talked to him, right? Because that Chris guy wants to talk to you, right? That Chris
Yes,
from,
yeah.
yes, you got that guy.
Yep.
So everybody has a specialty that somebody needs. In other words, I am not the guy to come to product for. I am the guy that will share your dream and your vision with you and help you be trained in this business. I'm not product guy. I'm not going to be a product guy. I don't want to be a product guy. I know about the 90 for life, good enough for me. I want to build people's lives. I want to help them financially. That's why I'm doing this. Does that make sense? I'm helping them try to grow a business, to have a great business, and everything else will take care of itself. Does that make sense to you?
Yes,
So everybody has their strengths, and we need to lean on each other. We need to lean on each other in different ways so we can become successful together, because no one is an island. So to end today, just go to work. You're self-employed.
Yep.
Remember, we wake up unemployed every day. We fired ourselves. Now we have to rehire ourselves. And the beautiful thing is, if you keep on your personal development, if you keep on your goals, and you keep on your imagery, you keep on your self-talk, and you keep on your dreams, and you keep doing everything you should be doing. Remember, if you study and prepare yourself, soon your chance will come, right? I will study and prepare myself, and soon my chance will come. Abraham Lincoln.
Yep.
And he said it best. You study, you prepare yourself, and your chance will come. Your chance will only come unless you, the only way it's going to come if you work on yourself. That's it. So thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. I hope you had some fun today, and I hope you learned a lot, and we're done.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thanks, sir.